I was reading a book called Switch a couple of years ago, and the author was writing about it. He said he hears people all the time say, well, I'm just not passionate about what I do, all the things I do, okay? And the author says they usually say it in a very high-pitched, kind of whiny voice. The author continued to say, I know that people think that they're supposed to live a life of exalted, uninterrupted passion all day, okay? That's just not the way the world works. I'm sure most people that get married think that every day is going to be bliss. Every day is just going to be, oh, I love you, dear. Oh, I'm so enamored with you. But that's not the way relationships work. That's not the way life works. In fact, the author says, he made a comparison. He looked at Bono, Branson, Richard Branson, Oprah Winfrey, and he said, look at their day. Look at their schedule, not the 5% that they're doing the stuff that energizes them, but the rest of their day. Day in, day out, demands, on them, okay? Pressures on their shoulders, okay? 95% of their time spent evaluating contracts, setting up endless meetings, negotiating, making makeup, business travel. None of that was what drives their passion. It's just part of what they do. In fact, the author said that's probably 95% of what they do. See, a lot of times we make the mistake of judging one person's front of the stage persona with our back of the stage persona. We forget, whether it's a YouTube star, Bono, okay, doing what he loves, on that stage, or it's Richard Branson, coming up with some new revolutionary business, or Oprah Winfrey, on camera fulfilling her mission. We think that is their life, okay? It's a small segment of their life. The reality is most of their life is mundane, boring, stuff they do to have the life they want. Okay? Nothing is awesome all the time. And the fact the Wall Street Journal said, okay, the title of the article is "Do What You Love" in quotations. And then it said, maybe not. Would-be entrepreneurs are often told to follow their passion. That may be a good way to kill their passion, the Wall Street Journal said, okay? Your passion doesn't come from what you do. Your passion comes from why you do it. It's your ability to do the mundane, the boring with great enthusiasm, not because you're excited about the mundane and boring, okay, but because you're excited and passionate about where it's taking you, what it's giving you, the life it gives you. Everyone gets tired, okay? What's that voice that you're listening to, okay? Or maybe a better way of saying that is, what voice are you listening to, okay? Everyone's tired. Everyone has obstacles. The difference isn't the circumstances, it's the mindset. Winners find a way. Everyone else finds reasons, okay, why they can't do something, well, why this is hard, why, they focus on that stuff, and winners just focus on getting it done, okay? Decide which one you are. The greatest project, and we've talked about this a million times, and you know this, okay? But the greatest project is you, okay? You're the greatest project. You're the one that it's not business, okay? It's not your bank account. It's you, okay? It's the way you think, and you decide the way you think. Yeah, I'm not suggesting after the Zoom you just flip a switch and you're going to think differently. What I am suggesting, just like exercise, you got to practice and practice and practice and practice with rebuke ideas and thoughts that come to your brain that are negative. Okay, pour water, pour fertilizer, pour Instagrow on your beliefs, on your ideas, on the things that can grow your life. The way you show up when no one's watching is the whole ball game, okay? The habits you build, the mindset, okay, that you're strengthening, okay? The healing that you choose to do even when it hurts. My mom broke a couple toes in her broke a couple of her toes. I won't go into details, okay, but kind of like crushed them. And the doctors, she went back to her follow-up, okay, and the doctor says, you've cut your period, okay, your therapy period from 6 months down to 4. Okay, because you're totally focusing on the healing. Okay, you're focusing on and my mom told me it's taken about an hour and a half a day of solid pain to do the healing, to do what was required for her to get back, where she wants to be. And she's 83 years old. Okay, but it takes a little bit longer, the older you are. Okay, but she's going to have her life back. Okay, the life she wants, not because she just did the minute, okay, but because she doubled down, she went through the pain, okay? You've got to make a decision, okay? The healing you choose to do, even when you're hurt, is the healing that takes you to the next level, okay? Invest in yourself, okay? Study yourself. I tell you, most people don't even know themselves. Very hard to move yourself forward when you don't know yourself, okay? And you don't learn to control yourself, okay? Challenge yourself not to punk out. Every hour of the day, challenge yourself not to punk out, okay? Anybody can punk out, okay? Anybody can go for the comfort. Build discipline, build character, okay? You do those two things, you're gonna build peace. Yeah, everybody wants peace. Everybody wants joy. Everybody wants, okay, well, the first step there is God, okay, but a second step there is to build your discipline, okay? Build your character. Those things, are like a guarantee for building your peace. The better you get, the better everything else around you gets. Your life, your family, everything spirals up the better you get.